Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Turn the volume up on your phone. Is the volume up on your phone? Yes? I got nothing.
You still can't hear me. No, you can't hear me. This is so annoying. I don't know what that is. All right. I bet you still can't hear me, right?
I can hear you.
What if I'm not doing anything different? This makes no sense. I don't understand this.
No, but this is diminishing returns. This should never happen again.
No, this is bullshit. As Astro would say, this is bullshit. I didn't do anything different that time.
It's literally meant to show war in Tiananmen Square, and that's it. That's what this function platform is for. It's for that and being in strip clubs. I don't know, but it's not for this.
No, it doesn't. No.
But
I mean, maybe it's because I have an Android and they're not, it's like more whatever friendly. I don't know. But this is like bullshit. I mean, seriously, it wasn't like I magically figured it out that last time. Didn't do anything differently than I did the first 10 times. It just, for some reason, this time you could hear me. Whatever happens in the next 30 seconds, I'm pouring myself a glass of wine. So I'm not going to do anything until I get that wine. Because, yeah, I need it.
Okay, sorry.
Girl, I need a haircut. I'm so bad.
A part of a French cocktail set that I got at a lovely antique store.
Mm. Let me see. Hold it up. I couldn't see it. Nice. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's really pretty, like simple etched, very elegant, very mellow. But the glass is perfect for something like a Manhattan. I can be sitting up here going in 20 minutes, and we're not doing that.
And I'm scared to touch my screen at this point to see what comments people are doing because I'm afraid I'm gonna lose you again. But I'm pouring my wine now, so let's talk about this for a moment. Huh?
Tom Angelo's on.
I know, I can see that. So I am having, this is my new favorite wine because I love Zinfandel. So this is the People's Zin, and it's really good.
Mostly for cooking though, because I can't drink wine.
Oh, I love Zinfandel. I like the as my French ex-boyfriend used to say. He used to make fun of me and say, "Oh, those are just those. You like the New World wines?" Like that was an insult. Samantha, I'm not clicking anything to wave at people or anything because I'm afraid if I touch anything, we're gonna I'll lose everything again. So hi everybody.
It feels like a very unstable forum. Hold on.
I know, it's like I said, I didn't do anything differently those times that I added you. So I don't understand why most of the time you couldn't hear me. But so I think oh, I need a sip of my wine.
That's
But
just having. Gustavo mostly is not.
okay, I have the toast.
So we'll both do a toast.
Okay, I'll go first.
Please.
So my toast is because I went through Brooklyn Botanic Gardens today with a couple of friends, and it was really nice. But we got on the subject of our animals, and I said, well, I don't have any cats at the moment. I'm pet free, unfortunately. And so I want to toast those. But even though I don't have any with me right now, I want to toast those furry beasties that have made our lives much better, and that, especially for those who are, having to quarantine solo, sans humans. I know how important Gustavo is to you, and I miss my guys, Kitty, Spike, Bruno, Astro. But yeah, here's to our pets.
Cheers.
Cheers. And you, my friend, who do you want to toast to?
I want to toast to folks like, specifically, I want Presley, because I don't know how triggering that could have possibly been to walk into her office and realize that all of her panic buttons were disabled. That is complete trash. And I hope that she builds the house for private security from this point forward. Here's Ayanna Presley. You're doing the doggone thing. We appreciate your work. And stay safe, sis.
Cheers to that.
Also aren't on my mind. They are. I'm proud they're representing the state of Georgia. But that messed me up. That had me messed up. I was like, sis put in all of these things because she knew that she wasn't safe in the building that her ancestors built. I was like, and that is trash.
Yeah.
She walked around like some of those dudes with an AK-47 on her hip, they would think she was crazy. But in fact, it's hard for him to live in America.
Right. I mean, I don't know about you. I'm alternately super stoked that the inauguration is on Wednesday. We have like less than 3 days with the orange asshole. But I'm also nervous as hell. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's scary.
The trash that was dug up by this, which is American racism and paramilitary groups and full-on Nazi.
Right.
And that's not going away.
No, of course not.
Isn't going to solve the major problem, which has been the major problem, which has been supported by certain folks in this country for generations, that now they're having to solve for X. Well, that's that. Good luck with that shit.
Yeah. It's, I mean, I know we've said this before, but it, bears repeating. What just so stood out to me was the difference of the Capitol steps this summer during the Black Lives Matter marches, where you got armed guards, shoulder to shoulder on all, completely blocking, and nothing had happened. I mean, there was just, protest marches. Nothing had happened violent except, there were a few people who broke store windows, but those haven't even been proven to be Black Lives Matter marches, protesters, a lot of those were
Every single
were instigators from the white supremacist movement trying to cause problems and start fights and make the protesters look bad. So we've got absolute, like, basically it's just a bunch of, for the most part, peaceful marchers and protesters. And you have this paramilitary response, like straight out of some fucking, I'm sorry, I can't swear, straight out of some,
last week,
big budget, movie. And then you contrast that with these militia, white supremacist freaking assholes. And they just they yes, there were some breaking of windows, but basically they like strolled in to the Capitol. Like there's hardly any police presence there when it was all over social media that this was going to happen.
perfect.
And they stroll up this. It's like they were signing up for their tour of the Capitol. Like, come on in.
No,
I mean, if you don't see in this country right now, if you don't see, how freaking racist we are, then you're just in so deep denial that I don't even know how to talk to you.
But that's a lot of people. That's a lot of friends with.
Yeah.
And it's not lost on me that people aren't willing to give up those friendships. I see it.
Mm-hmm.
See it. And
Yeah.
I'm okay. I am reprioritizing you because you don't care about my life.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean?
No, there comes a point when you have to draw a line, You have to say, and it's one of the things that's been hard for me. Because I have I've always prided myself on, being friends with a lot of different folks with a lot of different viewpoints. But it's like, I wouldn't be friends with a pedophile. Like, I couldn't. So it finally occurred, like, I can't be friends with a racist. I mean, there are obviously varying degrees. None of us are like completely without prejudice, but
that's where the
that's for what? Because you're kind of cutting in and out.
not gonna know
Mm.
what I know. You know what I mean?
Well, say it again, because you're cutting out again. This is frustrating. Say it again.
I said that's where the line is, because you're not going to know what I know about those people.
Mm. Yeah.
There are folks that I like. There are places in that neighborhood that I would go now that I don't. If I were visiting,
Mm.
sitting there, I would be like, it's a no for me. But you know what I mean? There are places where I'm not going.
Yeah.
Ever again.
Hey, are you monitoring the comments? I'm just wondering if anybody has questions for us, because I'm not touching my phone. I'm afraid I'll lose you again.
I'm mostly touching the comments. I'm just taking a look.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if anybody asked us a question, because
Fine, ask us anything. Hoping that folks join in because we asked them to, but this was a shit show.
This platform is not good.
No.
That's not good. Yeah, we're gonna I like doing the live thing, but this is not the way to do it.
On YouTube.
I mean, the nice thing about Facebook is a lot of people are on Facebook all the time. So you get people that wouldn't normally, I think, tune in, whatever. But yeah, no, this is not good. I'm not doing this again. But it was a good experiment. I mean, we tried it.
It was a moderate experiment. Like we
It was a good experiment in that we learned that we're never going to do it again. Yeah. But it's too clunky. It's not working.
And like I said, going or they won't. Like it depends on what else they have going on.
Right.
For a fact, right now there's in my hometown of Kansas City, right? They're the Chiefs are playing.
Mm-hmm.
I know good and well that I will not see a single one of those people. online, except for to talk about Mahomes or Mahomie.
Right.
You know what I mean? I already know that, so it's fine. I don't care.
So I'm going to ask a question of the people that are watching us now. So would you guys, would you show up for a live show if we did it on another platform? You know, like if we did, because we can do a live thing with Zoom, or we can do a live thing with YouTube. But I'm just wondering, you know, if because what we could do is just set it up, and then we could just send notifications to Facebook, you know, to look for us. I mean, the problem with Zoom is people need the URL, so that's kind of clunky. But I'm going to check into to YouTube Live and see what that's like. But we would, because I think you and I have both noticed that the shows that seem to resonate with people the most are ones where we ask, thank you, Tom, that you would. Awesome. Yeah, somebody just asked, why do you keep cutting it? Because you're cutting in and out for me too. I'm not hearing all of what you.
Yeah, it's because now you can't you.
So keep talking and I'll tell you if it keeps cutting out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're not cutting out.
Right.
So do we want to hear you and see you sideways, or
listen? But this is the thing with this platform, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It has very specific demands and it does not yield.
Yeah. And
this is problematic. And this is why.
I know it's not ideal for you to be sideways, but I would prefer you were sideways so I can hear all of what you're saying. It's up to you,
right.
but yeah, because how about if I go like this? I'll try to be. I can't turn my camera because when I turned my camera, it cut out. It just said you can't do this during a live. So yeah, this is not a good stuff. I think we need to start a movement. We're going to get kicked off of Facebook for this, but I think we need to start a movement to wean people off of Facebook onto another platform. So maybe, yeah. So yeah, because I mean, what I was saying before your cousin made the comment, and thank you for doing that. My cousin. It says cousin. I don't know if it's your literal cousin, but he said, cousin, how come you keep cutting out?
Oh shit! I just see that. I see that now. Hey, Stephanie. Why do you keep cutting in and out? Yeah, because now I'm doing this.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing now.
So yeah, so thank you for pointing that out, because I was having. That's
it's
why I
keep. It's the same
asking.
thing on face, no matter if you look at it this way or this way. Same face, John.
It's a gorgeous face. It's a gorgeous face, sideways or up or straight up and down.
Girl, thank you. I'm not feeling it. I'm like 30 minutes from like a deep sleep, like 3-hour nap on the sofa, and then wake up at 11 and be like, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
The television will be watching me tonight. Whatever movies, because I did some experiments earlier. I made a new batch of something, and unfortunately, I don't like the smell of the base butter, which is problematic. I don't like the smell of cocoa butter. It's not my favorite. I want a butter that's unscented so that it's malleable in terms of fragrance. The texture is gorgeous, but I can't do anything with that fragrance. Like, I have put so much Lang Lang and bergamot over that mess. Child, it smells like cocoa butter.
Thank you, Tom. He mentioned.
Okay, let's answer Tom's question.
He said audibility over verticality.
Yeah. So Tom had a question earlier.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. And I'm not touching, like I said, I'm not touching my phone.
The question, pardons, is there a limit to how many the occupant, because I don't say his name, my home child, gets? He only has 2 days. Does that make a difference? Child, listen.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. He's asking us how many pardons he gets?
Yes.
Okay. I know I said ask us anything, but I'm going to amend that to don't ask us something that you could look up easily on Google for yourself. No, because I don't know. I mean, but what's the second part of the question about when he said something about like he only has 2 days?
Does that make a difference? Not really. Probably doesn't.
I know, but Tom, I'm gonna ask you to ask us another question along those lines, like what do we like? I don't know, like let's see, or maybe we can just start talking. Like, what do we think of presidential pardon? I mean, I kind of think it's bullshit, and I'm
Well, I
not
can tell
talking.
you he's murdered a number of black men in the past few days. That's happened. A bunch of
Right.
executions.
Yeah, I know he's like gone crazy with the executions.
Everybody. Just
I
killing.
mean, I don't like this. I didn't like it when Obama did it. I didn't like it when Clinton did it. I don't like all these pardons at the end. Like what is this? You get like because you're the president, you get this little going away present of being able to pardon a bunch of people. Well, I mean, why didn't you pardon them during your administration?
It's ripe for corruption
Yeah,
when you have a corrupt person run in the office.
right.
Which, I mean, Nixon, but it's been a solid 40 years.
Okay, what did Tom say? It was meant as a
discussion question.
discussion question. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, go ahead, LaShonda. You were saying?
I just feel like for a corrupt president, it's going to become something that is monetized.
Right. You're leaving office, and let's just.
I'm leaving. I'll pardon you, but it's going to cost you some money.
But it's not just it's that, but it's also I'm leaving, so I'm gonna because there's not going to be any political repercussions.
Right.
Because my feeling is, if they want to do a bunch of presidential pardons, I don't agree that they should be able to, but if they can, then why don't they do it at the beginning of their term?
Right.
It's
so
like
that if some wacky-do mess happens, they get to be responsible.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
that would be major.
Yeah, I mean, they just like they do all these pardons at the end of their term, and like I said, I don't care, Democrat or Republican, I don't care. I don't think they should be able to do that.
I think it's done in good faith, though, and so far people have used it in such a way that showed a certain amount of good faith. But
what happens when you have a president?
You can't rely on everybody to have good faith. You can pretty
Right.
much rely upon somebody extraordinarily corrupt and out for themselves and a complete and total narcissist to join that office and to be fully elected by mostly conservative white women, and some not.
Can I interject?
People vote how their husbands vote.
Exactly. Thank you. I have to interject this because this is a big thing with me. I really want people to stop saying white women elected Donald Trump, because yes, that's technically white married women are a very different voting demographic from white single women. And because women tend to vote like their husbands, and I get really tired because I get that lobbed at me a lot. Well, it's people who look like you that voted him into office, and I'm like,
that's actual facts, though. You have
it is, but my point is, let's break down the demographics a little bit more. There's a finer point here.
Right.
Yes,
I see you. I hear you.
Because the only women that I know, white women that I know that voted for Trump, are white married women who vote like their husbands. And I don't know any single white women that voted for Trump.
You also aren't in touch with the sort of rural, small town demographic.
Right.
So we don't know about them.
No, and I'm sure, I'm not saying like every white woman who voted for Trump was married and every single woman didn't vote for Trump. But to me, it's a very different demographic.
I can tell you that I've gotten some looks in our old neighborhood that tells me exactly who people voted for.
Yeah. But I mean, none of these demographic groups are monolith. I mean, you have, there are black men that voted for Donald Trump.
There certainly are. There certainly are. There was one that lived in the neighborhood that used to try to chat me up all the time. And I was like, no, though. No, never. Never, ever. Like, never. Never.
Cougar. I have to say hi to Cougar. Hi, Cougar. I haven't.
Cougar?
It's Julian's best friend. My friend Julian.
Oh, okay. Is Cougar on?
Yeah, she's watching.
Oh, hi, Cougar.
Except I'm not sure what pronoun I should be using. So I apologize, Cougar, because I don't.
Well, we're using Cougar's name, so.
Yeah.
Cougar.
So,
I like the term cougar because of how it's used with regard to single women of a certain age.
Which I resent that as well, and I'm not going to answer to why I resent it.
You don't have to.
But it's just
because they don't have a term for men who only date younger women.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's trash.
It is.
But while we're taking out the trash,
yeah,
the dude who picked up the can is hot. He can come back for breakfast.
Okay, so who are you referring to? I don't know what you're talking about. What did I miss?
We were talking about cougars.
Right.
And you were saying that,
there's no term for a man.
There's no term for a man. And I said, that's trash. I said, however, the handsome young gentleman who takes the trash out
at your place
can come back for breakfast.
I gotcha. See, I'm all, and you know me, I'm all about the UPS guys.
I'm doing girl, I don't understand that because
they're cute in their little brown shorts.
That all of the gay men in my building, or not all of them, but a couple of gay men in my building, they were like, he's really stuck up. And I was like, really? And so I tried to say hello to him. And he was like, I was like, first of all, you need to be wearing a mask. Second of all.
Oh, he wasn't wearing a mask? That's bullshit.
He wasn't wearing a bloody mask. But you know what's funny? Is that now that I'm a regular at my local UPS store, every time he walks in there, he's wearing a mask.
So you did some good.
No, it's just that because the building manager where I live, one of them already had COVID, won't wear a mask. Because she doesn't wear a mask, I guess other people are emboldened, comfortable with, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe they all had COVID at the same time before. People are not wearing masks.
Can I add to, speaking of masks, I'm going to add to my rant that I did the last time when I ranted about people that don't wear masks. If you get the vaccination, that does not give you permission not to wear a mask.
If you had COVID before.
If you had COVID, you still got to wear a mask. You got to wear a mask because
you get it again.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but we have to have a message that, wear your mask. And people aren't going to sit there and go, oh, they're not wearing a mask. They probably got the vaccine. No, they're just going to go, see, they don't wear their masks. So everybody wear your mask. Why we're preaching to the choir here. People are listening to us, I'm sure, are not jerky,
Don't be surprised.
Yeah, who knows? But
have you seen these people? These people are my favorites.
Who?
They be like,
oh yeah, under the nose. I don't understand that. It makes no sense.
Child, foolishness, absolute foolishness. Basically, nothing gives you the permission to wear a mask. Tom indicated that basically nothing gives you permission not to wear a mask, except white privilege. Now, if I were to walk into a bank as a black woman with no mask on, everybody would be like, excuse me, miss. This is one of the reasons why I don't shop at a lot of places. I go to Trader Joe's.
LaShonda, I have to say, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Finish your
Go
thought.
ahead.
Oh, when I was in California to visit my mom, and I was in Oakland, and I'm walking along, going out, looking for this donut place that supposedly has the best donuts ever. They were really good. But I'm walking back, and I see this African American dude walking towards me, no mask, and he looks at me and he says, "You're wearing a mask." And I said, yes, I'm aware. And then he said, but there's nobody around. And I said, there's you and there's me. Like, I'm like, what do you mean there's nobody around? Yes, you're around, I'm around. And there were a lot of people. I saw a lot of people in Oakland, African American, mostly dudes. I don't remember how many women I saw that weren't wearing, they weren't wearing masks.
And now, LA County, child.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Listen.
Okay. What does Tom say here?
The nose is connected to the respiratory system. Ha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
typically.
point.
I mean,
good reminder.
You know what I mean? This is why I just avoid all of this foolishness. I just avoid the foolishness. Like, I go to only places where people are serious about protecting their health. You know? Yeah. And if I can't only go to those places, like, for example, my produce comes from the DeKalb Farmers Market, but like, did I have time to go there today? Yes. Did I go? No. It's Sunday. Go on Monday night, 7 o'clock. There's nobody there.
Hey, I have a question for our friends who are your friends.
Our friend? There's only one person on this live in addition to us.
But anybody who, well, okay, so Tom. So Tom, I'm just wondering, did you see a notification that LaShonda was online? Or just me? Not that it matters that much because we're not going to we're going to be using this platform again. But I'm just curious because when I added you, supposedly, according to what I read, it, you should have been.
Mila even jumped off.
Huh?
Mila jumped off too. She was like, I'm good.
Probably because we couldn't get the damn thing figured out. This is ridiculous.
This is what I hate about this.
And I'm okay, just me, yeah. So it's not notifying your folks. So yeah.
That's interesting because wait, it's not identifying what folks?
Your folks, your friends.
Yeah, I don't have any friends on this though, except for Tom, who is our.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was asking the question.
Yeah, this is why girl.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I will be back.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, this is not the best platform, but you know what? Live and learn. So how you doing, Tom? I'm not going to try to let you into the thing so we can hear you speak because I'm afraid I'll lose LaShonda again. But hope you're having a good day. I shouldn't be vaping on camera. I'm setting a bad example for the youth of today. But I guess it doesn't matter because nobody is. Don't have anybody watching. Yeah, the reason that we tried it on this just to give it a shot and see what happened is because people are on Facebook all the time. With Zoom, you have to invite them. You have to send a link. They have to log on. So we wanted to do something that was more.
But that could work, honestly.
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah.
Fran is on. Mama Fran is on watching.
Oh, cool. So what did Tom say here about?
Hold on. I'm going back. I'm very impressionable.
This is about the pardons.
You're welcome. Yes, maybe try Zoom. I'm okay. Tired.
Another one about. I'm going to go off camera.
Our founding fathers put that in place. Since it is in place for our presidents to use, no president should abuse the power. No president should abuse the pardon system. I'm just like, that said, there is a pardon opportunity, and should be for those who have minor offenses or who are most likely innocent.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
everybody in jail is innocent.
I like the I mean, I like the concept of it. What I wanted to talk about is this is the worst thing that the orange person has done is that our system was set up, and I didn't realize this. Like, I'm a history person, and I've always, I was a poli-sci major, and I just love history. So I've always been interested in the founding of our, of our country. And I always thought, one of the strengths of it was the checks and balances, the three, you've got the judicial, the executive.
They teach it that way to us for a reason. They want us to believe the shit.
But you think that, so we've got these checks and balances against abuse of power. But the problem is that our system was set up based on people basically behaving like reasonable people. And it was not set up very well to deal with the person who
convinces everybody that they should toe the company line and they're the company.
Right.
And it makes perfect sense. My cousin Stephanie said everybody is proven innocent, but hold on, but there are some in jail or for something that they actually did not do. Yes, we understand that. And there are some efforts towards that, like the Innocence Project, and then there are other local efforts to assist people in proving themselves innocent.
And Brian Stevenson's Equal Justice Project.
Part of the major problem, though, is the system of policing, which is actually, in fact, pretty much the entire blueprint comes from slave overseers. Yeah, for most police departments.
The problem with policing in this country is it's become its own branch of government, like with its own set of rules and carrying out its own system of quote unquote justice.
Can you imagine if the teachers had a union like that? You'd be making $100K a year.
I mean,
what teaching in challenging schools?
What kind of union? I mean, what kind of country, ours, like, has a system where contract employees, because basically police are contract employees, have a union that allows them to murder somebody and then get their pension? I mean, this is bullshit. It's just
no. And I'll tell you something, and I was saying this over the summer. If you start not just putting people on desk duty, but taking their pensions away. Black folks will be living.
Because
Black folks will be allowed to live. That fake $20 bill that George Floyd had, he would have been like, man, get out of here with that shit. I'm going to tear it up for you. Push off. Keep pushing. You didn't know it was fake. I don't care if you knew it was fake. It was fake, and I have to tear it up because it's not legal tender. And you don't want to go to jail for that bullshit. And I don't want to do the paperwork, put you in jail for that bullshit, which is what they do with white people all the time.
Right.
So just go about your business, man.
I heard somebody say this really like resonated with me. He said, if that would have been me, I would have ended up with a funny story that I could tell at dinner parties. But because
we all know about white privilege.
It was a black person, he's dead.
There are countless white people that I've known that are like, yeah, I got stopped by the police, and there's an aunt, and they're standing in front of me.
Although right. I have a very negative story about an interaction with the police.
I know about that. Yeah.
So and you know what? I think that the blessing of that interaction was that it really showed me in that moment the privilege that these guys had, because the reason that what happened for those of you who don't know this story, and I'll just give you really brief. So I was pulled over. I was moving back from Boston to California, and I was driving through South Dakota, and I got pulled over by a state trooper for speeding, and he asked me to get out of the car, and then he asked me to get in his car, but not in the back seat. He asked me to get in the passenger side of his car. Immediately, I'm like, no, this is not good. There's no good reason. I have cops in my family, so which is a blessing and a curse because, I was taught how to respond to a policeman, but I also know that that a lot of them are assholes, and so I tend to be kind of smart assy to them, which is a white privilege thing.
Yes.
But I immediately said, why are you asking me to get in the passenger side of your car? And he just looked at me like, I can't believe she's asking me this question. And he said, I'm just saying you need to get. And I said, with all due respect, officer, if your intention is to arrest me for some reason and take me down to I will go, but I will get in the back of your car. I am not getting in the passenger side of your car. I won't do it. And he paused for a moment, and in that moment, I was terrified because I could see how angry he was that I was not listening to him. And that made me realize that he had nothing but bad intentions.
He was doing a calculation. If I rape a white woman, yeah, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
That was his calculation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was it.
Because
you all are the only people that they're designed to protect and serve.
Yeah.
That's it.
But it really stuck with me, not just because it was, it was a horrible thing for a person in position of power to do to another person, but it also made me realize that he thought that it didn't occur to him that I would say no, he just thought, I would listen to him. So he paused for a moment, and I also could feel how angry he was. And I thought, shit, maybe, I could end up, I could end up dead from this. And so he paused for a moment, and then he wrote me up a ticket and handed me the ticket and said, drive carefully, and got in his car. When I got home, I asked my stepfather, who was a sheriff deputy, and I told him what happened, and he said, do you remember if he was right-handed or left-handed? I said he was right-handed. And he said, okay, well, you never, as a policeman, you never tell somebody to get in the passenger side. And especially if he's right-handed, because that's his gun side. He said, no, he had nothing. There was absolutely no reason he would have asked you other than he wanted you to perform a service for him in exchange for a ticket. And he said, he figures, you have Massachusetts license plates. You're in the middle of the country. You're a single woman by yourself. You're not gonna file a complaint. Like he figured.
That is the single woman traveling in a car thing. People are like, you can just take road trips. Vacations, all I ever wanted. Vacations. No, bitch. Never put me on a flight.
Well, see, but I grew up in California where road trips were the thing. I loved it.
You get that. You get that. When we went on road trips, we went to Arkansas.
Yeah.
There was always a shotgun somewhere.
Yeah. Well, friend, it's 8. Should we close this out?
Or do you have any more questions?
I don't know. Take a gander.
No. Girl, next Zoom, y'all can submit your questions in advance, Joe.
Well, as we've seen before, you and I, even if we don't have anything to talk about, always find stuff to talk about. We can go on. So, thank you for watching. So we will probably never do this again, but on this platform. But check out our YouTube channel, which our YouTube channel is Drinks on Us. Drinks.
Yeah, you're not gonna find it. Check the links that we send you.
You know how to find it. You know how to find it, LaShonda.
This is show number 10, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's our show.
Happy 10 show anniversary, Angela.
Happy 10th show anniversary, LaShonda.
Oh,
Cheers.
oh,
Cheers.
oh, hold on. I gotta pour a sip. Because there's still more left in here. I'm not drinking all of that, but.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Tink, tink.
But I'll tell you how to find our channel on YouTube. You put in drinks, and then On Us is one word, and then you filter by channel, and then we'll pop up at the top.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's a
filter by
great
channel.
way to do it.
But yeah, so find one of our other things and link on it from there, because we always post our new shows to Facebook. So,
Girl, I got to talk to my cousin now. She's like, there's always a what in Arkansas? Stephanie, I was talking about folks driving while packing. That's what I was talking about. Okay? Because we used to all come down there together. There's a bunch of us. We always had to stop somewhere for kids, for bathrooms and gas and all this other thing. So I'm fairly certain that there was somebody was packing some heat. Yeah, that. Not at your house, not your relatives that weren't traveling to see you. I'm talking about in the cars that we traveled in. Me, my sister, my mom, those folks. Because that's what you have to do to drive through the Ozarks. So that's that.
I want to say before we sign off, happy inauguration, and I want to do a special. I just want us all to send out really positive energy that nothing horrible happens. That I'm very nervous. I'm very happy at the transfer of power, but I'm nervous I'm nervous, and I'm just
I'm nervous too. You're right, Stephanie. That's not in Arkansas. That's in the Ozarks.
So, all right, my friend. I will see you soon.
Girl.
Cheers. And so let's do our sign off. So I'm Angela.
I'm LaShonda, and we're never doing this on Facebook again.
And also, we are a Black woman and a white woman walking into a bar. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Bye.